What's going on, guys? So the title, as it says, is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yes, that's what I'm going to be talking about, but real quick, if you're just wanting to know if I think it's good, I think it's great. I like it. It's fun. I'll get into the details afterwards. But I wanted to let everybody know that yesterday sucked, and it made that game that much better. Yesterday, my truck broke down. I couldn't get the transmission to shift. Come to find out, the bushing finally just ate itself apart, and my gear could not shift the lever. So the lever it's just hanging off. The cord was off. So I had a nightmare trying to find the right ones. If you've dealt with older vehicles, bushings are not exactly one for one anymore. You just got to find you got to hope that there's a video that would tell you the right one. Because I went and looked up the OEM part and can't find it. Because the part that came up does not exist. It's not the right part. I know for a fact because I was under there. And I could tell you it wouldn't fit. I finally found the right part and kind of finagled it. So I got to order the part again and get the right bushing, which is what's under it. But it got all kind of janged up. But it's holding. It'll be fine. But yeah, that's what I had to deal with yesterday, and it's hot as hell. So I'm going to recommend everybody stay hydrated, because that would have been my third time getting dehydrated. And if you've been dehydrated, it's like a nightmare. It's headaches, you're woozy, and it could get worse. So yeah, I made sure I stayed hydrated. I was drinking plenty of water, Gatorade, and everything I don't normally drink, as heavy as I could. I didn't even drink any beer. Beer has been a non-go-to drink right now. And if you've been to my streams, you've been around my channel, I love my beer. Can't drink it right now. It's just too hot. But finally, the release date came last night at midnight, and I fired up my stream to actually play it. And I gotta say, it was amazing. Okay. Now IGN gave it a 10. I'm gonna argue that a little bit. Not by much. I say 9. I'd give it a 9. Because it does have stutters, and there's definitely some technical issues. And really, it's not that long of a game. It's only long because I'm making it long. Because I'm just having an absolute, I don't know what you would call it, autism fest. Because you can literally break anything for the most part, except for certain structures. So, like, there's fundamentally an actual stage, and you can break everything on the inside of it. Obviously, there's certain, things you can't break for, I guess, story-based reasons, obviously, just to kind of give you a wall. But overall, it definitely takes, some key parts from, like, Odyssey, where you have all these hidden spots where you got little mini missions to unlock more bananas, which is basically the same thing as the moonstones or stars in anything that has been, Mario 3D, okay? So it runs like that, but it's a Wreck-It Ralph feel. And I even made that point while playing it on stream, and I didn't feel like going through all 5 hours. If you want to get caught up, you can watch it. Just know that I am a very slow player when it comes to it, because I am easily entertained the entire time. That probably comes down to a lot of it. I'm just so easily entertained, also having a bad day. Probably just made it that much better. And there is an ability that I'll get into like story, I guess, spoilers here in a minute. But I'm going to let you know there's an ability that it gets changed, so it kind of ruined it for me. But all you do is you get to clap on your chest like a gorilla does. And then when you're climbing, he claps his feet together, which is just so dumb. I did it most of the game until, spoiler, a point in the game where the little character that you help out, which was a rock, turns into Pauline, and then Pauline sings and you go into Bananza mode, which is where you beat on your chest and you become Bananza mode. Which kind of, it's fine, it's not a big deal, but I just don't like the fact they took my beating on my chest away. Because I would do it most of the game just because I'm just an idiot, but now I can't do it as much. I did this little dumb thing where, like, every time I got a banana, I would beat on my chest and celebrate because I thought it was funny. There was just so many little quirky things to do when doing that. Now, the environments. The environments are every single layer, because this game goes based off of a layer going to the center of their planet. And every layer is pretty unique, fun, and just completely destructible. There's so far a small but decent size amount of abilities. You get health that you can increase with more bananas you get more skill points. And then the same thing with power, which I'm going to get to a bit of a, I guess, a question. Is the power in it is like based off the terrain, because you get a terrain level, meaning how tough it is and how much damage you can do. Now, I might be stupid. Okay, that's not a might. I am stupid, especially a lot of the time. My question would be, now you level up your terrain ability basically, where you can do more damage to, terrain 5 or whatever. So you're able to actually do more damage to the terrain, because pretty soon you realize that once you get to like terrain 2 and you haven't leveled up your physical ability, it's going to take more punches, and it takes a little while to break the stuff up or to lift up stone. So I assume, obviously, I was going to need it, so I started leveling it up. The bosses, and this is where I'm kind of asking the question, does that level up your damage to a boss? I'm assuming so, because while I was doing the boss fights, which you need Bananza mode for, and I'm using it and like running some of them in 2 cycles. Literally. I go up there, get them ready for, you know, their pretty much their, I don't know what you would call it, defenseless mode, where they're supposed to take their damage phase, and I'm pummeling them about half the bar. Get out the way, or just tank the damage, really doesn't matter because I got enough health, and then just repeat and just destroy them in their damage phase. And they're dead. 2 cycles. Now, other than that, I mean, the game is just addicting. Like I said, the destruction mechanic, I'm in love with it. I just love the environments being destroyed. And by the way, somebody was in my chat, was asking, or saying that they would probably destroy an entire area. And I asked, pretty much on stream, I'm wondering when we're going to get the first, like, physical representation of somebody doing that. And I found it on Twitter, and I did not screenshot it. Unfortunately, or get the picture or anything. But basically, I did see on Twitter where somebody did, right off the bat. Because he was like, man, people are complaining there's only 20 hours of gameplay. Oh, well, this is me in the first area. I couldn't leave until I destroyed everything. And I'm going to be honest, if you do destroy as much as you can in that first area, it will help you kind of get a boost for the rest of the game. Like, I don't spend a lot of my materials or anything that I'm collecting, especially gold. I am just hoarding it. Because I don't know what it's used for. The gold is kind of if, ands, or buts. It really doesn't matter. It's you use it for a few bananas here and there. Other than that, I have like 20,000 gold. I don't even know if that's impressive. I don't know. Because obviously you can get more gold. If you destroy the entire area, you get drop rates of gold and all sorts of things. Which you can level that up too. By the way, you can level up your percentage of getting chests, which will drop either a map, useful item, or gold. So there's an actual RNG element to this that can help out a lot. And I also noticed just a little bit of an FYI, a little bit of advice. If you're low on health, go into Bananza mode. Just start destroying shit. It seems like apples drop higher. Apples is what you heal with. So that just seemed like it worked. But this is a game I think I'm going to try to finish up. I'm taking a pause on my Death Stranding stream. Because it's so long. It's just a long game, let's be honest. And this game, I want to play it and get it out the way. Death Stranding is always going to be there because it's just a great game. And then I'll get back on and try to get to 2. So there's a little bit of a timeline for people that want to watch my streams. But to get back on track, basically the story so far is pretty easy. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. It's interesting enough. It's like a moderate-sized meteor just strikes and just pushes everything down and creates a giant crater. And you're basically just keep going, delving deeper and deeper into the layers. Now, Pauline's wanting to go back home to the top layer. And I guess Donkey Kong's not from the top layer. He's from like just a subterranean layer somewhere where they just mine all day, which is really weird. I had a bunch of monkeys and gorillas are just mining. I know I'm asking for logic in a Nintendo game. Yeah, I'm not meaning to, but yeah, I'm just trying to rationalize it a little bit. Most of the Donkey Kong games have been in the woods, you know, or in jungles. Like, I don't know, it feels like it makes more sense. But still, the game is definitely being on my channel, if you know what I'm about to say, it's artistic choice. I like it. It plays well. It's smooth. It does stutter. The camera is kind of abysmal at times. I get lost, but the little see-through thing lets you see where you've created, like, you know, your caves and basically figure out where to go. Sometimes you can see the outer area so you can get out, and that makes it kind of easier. But the way I play, the camera will probably not be your friend. I'm not going to lie. Like, that's going to be a very big issue. Probably to a lot of people. The stuttering and the camera. That's the 2 main gripes I have from a technical aspect. But other than that, I mean, the gameplay's so smooth without the stutters that you can get out of these little predicaments with bad cameras. The camera doesn't mess you up usually, at least since, you know, when I've played on boss fights or enemies or anything like that. It's just mainly going to be in the subterranean areas where it's just full of material to break. There's a few spots in the game where you are just completely underground. You don't see the flat plane. You can move the camera to kind of look inside where you're at, but it kind of defeats the purpose because, like, there's a spot where there's bombs hidden in. You can't see them, and when you strike, they'll start to blow up. You got to run out of the spot and let it blow up. Opens up the area more. I just don't, you know, it's not a big complaint, but I know a lot of people are going to complain about it. So I'm giving you a heads up on that. Camera's a little funky when you're underground, but I don't see what they could have done to make it better. So really, it being zoomed out and you kind of see a silhouette of what you've dug is probably the best bet that they had. So I'll give you that information if you need it. Yeah, the camera's going to be a little bit something to get used to, but not terrible. But the stuttering, Definitely happens. But yes, I'll have to say I would definitely recommend it at a solid 9. I recommend the game. If you are one of the people that got to Switch to, buy it. Have fun with it. It's fantastic. It's probably 20 hours of story from what I've seen. Now, I've only been playing 5 hours. I don't know how many levels there is. I think I'm on like the 4th or 3rd. But so far, every single biome's been unique and fun. Right now, I just stopped on a level that's supposed to give you a path choice. So now snow's going to be introduced. And from what I read on the clothes, another thing, the clothes all give you ability boosts. For you and Pauline, they just boost your character. The skin choices for the color of your hair, nothing, doesn't do anything. But your tie does and your clothes do. Because apparently they just cannot stop with the costumes. And I'm fine with it. And it makes me happy that they're doing it in this game without making you pay for it. No microtransactions. You just have to clear the level, get as much fossils, which is basically also the same material like they had in Odyssey, which I think Odyssey used. I can't even remember what it used. I know you had basically the moonstones or something like that, and then I think the moonstones, or whatever you used as a currency in the game for the clothing shop, same thing here. Except for they got like 3 tiers. They have the basic fossils, which in depends on what terrain spot you go to or biome, and then you get the mid one, which is less of them, and then you get the major fossil, which gets you like a major item in that area, which I only gotten 1. Well, I gotten 2 of the big fossils, but I've only gotten an item out of 1 of them. But yeah, guys, like I said, great game, fantastic, very addicting gameplay. The mechanic, the gimmick, I would say, is definitely working really well in this game. It's just Wreck-It Ralph, though, with Donkey Kong, which is not a negative thing, but I will say, to anybody that has the rights to Wreck-It Ralph video games, here's your blueprint. I don't know if you got to pay Nintendo for it, but guess what? You have a blueprint. You can put it on all the consoles. People will like it. And then instead of mini games, like how Donkey Kong does a side scroller on some of them to kind of, show its roots, why don't you do like a Rampage style, where it's like Rampage, the video game, on your mini games, and they just work. I don't know. That's just me. Just me. I think it would be great. Wreck-It Ralph's a pretty cool IP. I think it would be good to finally have something that really goes into the realm of what Wreck-It Ralph can do. I know it's just kind of dumb for me to bring that up, but I think it would be great. But yeah, guys, that's all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.